Imagine this. You're at a buffet. There's pizza, pasta, sushi, and dessert. But here's the catch. You only have 10 minutes to eat. What do? Panic? Cry? Or do you grab a plate and start piling on the good stuff? Life is a lot like that buffet. It's short, and you don't know how much time you've got. So the question is, are you spending your time on the things that truly matter? Or are you stuck in line arguing over the salad? Let's talk about how to make the most of your time because life's too short to waste on things that don't bring you joy, growth, or at least a good laugh. But before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. Life isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing the things that light you up and letting go of the things that weigh you down. So grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever makes you happy, and let's explore how to spend your limited time wisely. Because let's face it, none of us are getting out of this alive. The clock is ticking. Here's a fun fact. The average human lives about 4,000 weeks. Sounds like a lot, right? But if you're 25, you've already used up 1,300 weeks. If you're 40, you're down to 2,000. And if you're 60, well, let's just say it's time to stop hitting the snooze button. The point is, time is the one thing you can't get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose weight and gain it back. Thanks, pizza. But once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. So how are you spending yours? Think about it. Every day you're given 86,400 seconds. That's 86,400 chances to make a choice, take a step, or simply enjoy the moment. But here's the kicker. You can't save those seconds for later. If you don't use them, they're gone. So what are you doing with your 86,400 seconds? Are you spending them on things that matter? Or are you letting them slip through your fingers like sand? The busy trap. We all know someone who's always busy. They're running around like a headless chicken, juggling work, errands, and 47 different group chats. But here's the thing. Being busy doesn't mean you're spending your time wisely. Think about it. You can spend hours scrolling through social media, but at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? A sore thumb and a vague sense of FOMO, fear of missing out. Instead of filling your days with meaningless tasks, focus on what truly matters. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to rethink your priorities. For example, let's say you spend 2 hours every night watching TV. That's 14 hours a week, 56 hours a month, and 672 hours a year. That's 28 full days of your life spent watching other people live theirs. Now, there's nothing wrong with a little downtime, but if you're using TV or social media or whatever as a way to avoid your own life, it's time to make a change. The joy of missing out. Speaking of FOMO, let's talk about JOMO, the joy of missing out. It's that feeling you get when you say no to a party you didn't want to go to and spend the night binge watching your favorite show instead. Here's the secret. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to say yes to every invitation, every project, or every request for help. It's okay to say no. In fact, saying no to the wrong things gives you the freedom to say yes to the right ones. For example, let's say you're invited to a coworker's birthday party. You don't really know them and you'd rather spend the night at home with a good book, but you feel guilty saying no, so you go anyway. Fast forward to the party. You're standing in the corner nursing a drink and counting down the minutes until you can leave. Meanwhile, you could have been curled up on the couch, lost in a story that makes your heart sing. So, the next time you're tempted to overcommit, remember, life is short. Spend it on things that bring you joy, not stress. The power of small moments. Life isn't just about the big moments, the weddings, the promotions, the vacations. It's also about the small, everyday moments that make up the majority of your time. Like the first sip of coffee in the morning, the sound of rain on your window, the way your dog wags its tail when you walk through the door. These moments may seem insignificant, but they're the ones that add up to a life well lived. For example, think about your morning routine. Do you rush through it, barely noticing what you're doing? Or do you take the time to savor it, to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, to taste the sweetness of your breakfast, to breathe in the quiet before the day begins? The truth is, life is made up of these small moments, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss them. So, slow down. The regret factor. Imagine you're 90 years old, sitting in a rocking chair looking back on your life. What do you think you'll regret? Chances are it won't be the things you did. It'll be the things you didn't do, the risks you didn't take, the dreams you didn't chase, the people you didn't tell, I love you. For example, let's say you've always wanted to write a book. but you keep putting it off because you're too busy or you're afraid it won't be good enough. Years go by and the book remains unwritten. Now, fast forward to your 90-year-old self. Do you think you'll regret not writing that book? Or do you think you'll regret not even trying? Don't wait until it's too late. If there's something you've been putting off, whether it's starting a business, learning a new skill, or reconnecting with an old friend, do it now. Life is too short for what ifs. The comparison game. Let's be real, we've all fallen into the comparison trap. You see someone on Instagram living their best life and suddenly your life feels like a dumpster fire. But here's the truth. Everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else is on a different path doesn't mean you're on the wrong one. For example, let's say you're 30 and still figuring out your career. Meanwhile, your high school friend is a CEO, your college roommate is married with kids, and your cousin just bought a house. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But here's the thing. Life isn't a race. It's not about who gets there first. It's about who enjoys the journey the most. So instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own goals and values. What makes you happy? What gives your life meaning? Spend your time on those things and let everyone else worry about theirs. The art of letting go. Life is short, but it's also unpredictable. Sometimes things don't go as planned. You lose a job, a relationship ends, your favorite TV show gets canceled. When that happens, it's easy to get stuck in the past, replaying what went wrong and wishing things were different. But here's the thing, holding on to the past won't change it. It'll only rob you of the present. For example, let's say you made a mistake at work. You messed up a project, and now you're beating yourself up over it. But here's the truth, everyone makes mistakes. What matters is what you do next. So, let go. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. And focus on what you can control, because that's where your power lies. The legacy you leave. At the end of the day, life isn't about how much money you make or how many followers you have. It's about the impact you have on the people around you. Think about the people who've made a difference in your life. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you, a friend who stood by you, or a stranger who made you smile on a bad day. That's the kind of legacy you want to leave. Not a fancy car or a big house, but a life filled with kindness, love, and laughter. For example, let's say you're at the grocery store and you see someone struggling to reach something on the top shelf. You could walk by or you could stop and help. That small act of kindness could make their day and yours. So as you go through life, ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? And what small steps can I take today to make that happen? The final bite. Remember that buffet we talked about earlier? Life is the same way. You don't have time to waste on things that don't matter, so grab a plate and start piling on the good stuff. Spend time with the people you love. Do work that excites you, take risks, make mistakes, laugh often, and don't forget to enjoy the journey, because that's what life is all about. As the great man Mahatma Gandhi once said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. So stop scrolling, start living, and make every moment count, because life is short and it's meant to be spent wisely. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What was your favorite part of this video? Was there a tip or idea that really stood out to you? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I'm always looking for new topics to cover. So if there's something you'd like me to talk about, whether it's productivity, confidence, or anything else, drop your suggestions in the comments. Your feedback helps me create content that's truly helpful for all of us. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. That's all for this video. Always smile whenever you can. Stay safe. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.